You want to explode Wordsworth, the extract from the Prelude, in under 3 minutes? Let's do it! The Prelude is, of course, an epic poem of 14 sections. Its autobiographical nature is meant to show Wordsworth's progress as a poet. However, the tone of this piece is very anecdotal and personal. Wordsworth's own experience is being conveyed to us in a way that uses nature potentially as an extended metaphor for something far more primal. The events of the poem are, of course, in chronological order, starting when he steals the boat, ending with the consequences that he experiences in relation to his actions. The poem has a loose use of iambic pentameter, giving it a kind of conversational tone, I feel, that relates to us as a reader. An act of stealth, a troubled pleasure, builds tension. Wordsworth's guilty conscience is really impacting on him. He knows he shouldn't do this, he's an upstanding citizen, but he can't resist temptation. Even the unswerving line shows that he feels kind of calm and in control as he rows out in his stolen vessel. The introduction of the huge peak is the volta, the turning point of this piece. His repetition of struck and struck again, along with frequent enjambment, really speed up the pace of this particular section. The soft, dreamlike quality of the opening section of his poem shifts at the volta, the turning point with the mountainous peak, where we enter a more Gothic, kind of stylized exploration of guilt and its impact. His trembling oars juxtaposed with the act of stealth at the opening, he's no longer calm and in control. Wordsworth chooses to return to the shore, the final image of huge and mighty forms that do not live like living men, seems quite menacing, as Wordsworth now understands the complete power that nature has over mankind, unlike today perhaps, where we think that mankind can in fact control nature. I can't help feel, but this poem has a subtext kind of relating to puberty, how you sail away from what you know as a boy and come back as a man, that the exploration of oneself and one's physical self shows you what you're capable of and what your true purpose in life is. For example, in the Romantic period, this poem would infer reproduction. Therefore, Wordsworth's understanding now of life is somewhat uneasy, but he comes to a kind of acceptance of this rite of passage. He realises that mankind's life is brief, and yet we are born to reproduce, to continue our line and our species. However, nature in all of her magnificence will govern us for the whole of time, as she is immovable, sticking to her cyclical nature. Which is one of the reasons why I wouldn't be surprised if this was this year's printed poem for either EDEXCEL or AQA or both. I think it could be, Follow for more.